Hello, it's JC from Fandomily Cosplay. 1 week has passed since the Great Nordic Cosplay Championships, and I have finally started to... I would say I started to relax, but that's not completely true, because I still have the post-competition adrenaline, which means that it's hard to explain to my brain that I don't have a deadline anymore. But I'm slowly getting there, slowly being able to just lie on the couch, play video games, sleeping, and yeah, so I went to NATCON and I brought this home, which is very unexpected, but I'm not complaining. I did work hard, and it may seem a bit cheesy to do a thank you video, but I did want to thank certain people properly and not just write them down in a Facebook note somewhere, but I will link them on Facebook so that you can find their pages if you want to reach them or see how awesome they are, of course. First of all, I want to thank Metrocon for sending me to the NCC. At that time I still felt like I was very fresh at cosplaying, but qualifying for the NCC made me want to become better, and being at that level of cosplaying. So it has been pretty important for my development as a cosplayer to qualify for the NCC and being in the NCC. If you have watched my performance, then you will have noticed this flying ghost on stage, and that magic didn't happen on its own. That was my big sister Wee, who played the role of Ghost and had rehearsed a lot with this long rod with Ghost attached to it. She did a pretty good job. At times Ghost was actually flying on his own. You couldn't even see Wee at all. And that's just the best job a ninja on stage can do, is just be invisible. And it looked really awesome on stage. So I am so thankful for having a sister who is willing to dress up all in black and being funny on stage on national TV, international TV actually. Not only did she help me out with the performance, but she was also my assistant during the whole NCC, so she was doing everything except wiping my bum when I went to the toilet. She did the driving and babysitting and force feeding me and everything. I also want to say thank you to my teammates Teddy and Yuna for being just the awesome people they are. I knew more or less what they were going to do on stage, but I still had goosebumps. There have also been some people who have been extra supportive, and especially in the beginning when I really needed it most, when I was scared when I first qualified for the NCC and I had no idea what I was going to do. And I think the two people who I consider my cheerleaders, who are just cheering me on all the way, having absolutely no doubt that I would do great in the NCC, that is Paul and Ola. Also Aslak, Karin and Christina, they have been very supportive, and just the feeling of having people you look up to so much telling you that they believe in you and that they think your costume is awesome, that means so much. I want to thank Christina and Karin for giving me some tips and some guidance when it came to makeup. I have not done any kind of makeup like that before, and so I was really nervous because I don't like putting on makeup. I hate makeup. Sorry. The makeup turned out surprisingly well. I wouldn't say it was as good as Karin's, but it looked pretty well. Just look at the pictures. So a huge thank you to them as well. Also, there were two people who did an enormous job. Not only for Teddy, they were his assistants, but they also did so much support to the whole Team Norway, and actually also the other contestants. They were everywhere doing everything. They were repairing stuff that broke, and they were helping people out with freshening up their makeup. The gun that I used was actually made by Aslak, and I was lucky enough to borrow his gun so that I could focus on my costume. There were enough parts on my costume that I didn't need to do a gun as well. So I could really just focus on my costume, luckily. But it actually broke twice. And I was really careful with it, I promise, but it broke twice. And hadn't it been for Vegard, I would probably have a meltdown. I would have been on stage with a stick. Also on the night of the show, I was really stressed about the makeup because, well, when you're stressed about a show and you have a full facial alien makeup, the makeup is going to sweat off your face. And I did not want to go on stage on TV with huge sweaty drops of blue makeup on me. And we were backstage, we were outside, we had no lighting, we had no mirrors, and it was pitch dark. Andrea did a tremendous job just saying, I'm going just to blend it a bit before you go on stage, and that's enough. And just being relieved of that responsibility and that stress, that alone made it possible for me to actually enjoy that night. So Vegard and Andrea, you have been such a support, not only for Teddy, not only for Team Norway, but for the whole NCC. I also want to thank Nerdeportalen, because they have been helping me out with materials for my costume. All the Vorbla, all the Transpart is from Nerdeportalen. And they have just been generally very supportive all the way. I also want to thank my coworkers who have put up with my stress this summer, and even though they have no clue what cosplay is about, they have been really supportive and understanding. So that means a lot. Thank you. And last but not least, I want to thank my husband, who has not only tolerated the money I used for costumes and travels, but he's also given me the time that I need this summer to finish my costume. And he has taken care of the household, and he has almost not been complaining. Of course, I also want to congratulate the other winners, Elin and Len, both from Sweden, who did really good costumes. They were high quality, and their shows were also very entertaining. So yeah, for the remaining time of this year, I am going to judge a handful of competitions. First off is Torukon, where I will be judging the cosplay competition and choosing a new qualifier for the NCC, together with Teddy and Santatori, which will be great. And I'll also hold not one, not two, but 3 workshops. The first one is together with Teddy. We are going to talk about how to plan and build and perform the show part when you are competing in cosplay competitions. There will also be some healthy tips if you are entering skit contests and such. So check that out. I think it's going to be hilarious. Knowing the two of us together, it's going to be entertaining. And on the second day of Torukon, I am going to have one panel about seam work, mostly about the basic stuff, but also a lot of tips. Simple things you can do to improve your seam work. And also some hacks. How to make things look really awesome, even though it's not really that hard. So you should definitely check that out. And the second thing I'm going to talk about on Torukon is in a collaboration with Nerdeportalen about thermoplastics, mainly Vorbla. The first part is going to be Vorbla basics, like for people who haven't worked with or just started working with Vorbla. And the second part is going to be about painting, priming and painting. How to make your Vorbla items look good. And that is also something that I enjoy talking about and I enjoy working with. And I will be running around on Torukon with my warlock costume the first day and something very special the second day. I'm not going to say anymore. So, see you there. Bye.